what have we got here? It's a teacup from Japan, but look at that face. How did it get there? Well, it's called a lithophane. You light it from behind and the face appears. But when you use it as a teacup, look what happens. It disappears, and when you put it on the saucer, completely disappears. You wouldn't even know it's there. When you're drinking the tea, you couldn't see it at all. It's only when you lift it up, point it, and then light it from behind, you get this wonderful face appears. These are lithophanes, which I've been collecting for many years, and I'm looking for unusual ones, and that's certainly a beginning, how it started. Here's another one, which is much more modern. It's an American nightlight, this in effect. This is something that when I visited a friend in Boston, I noticed he always puts a nice little light low down on the ground so guests can find their way to the bathroom. That's what this is. It's a little night light. But it's got a lithophane on the front there. So let's have a go in lighting it up and see what happens. Turn it on. And that's what I would expect to see if it's dark at night, and this, I'm trying to find my way to the bathroom in a house which I don't know that well, and this helps me to not to trip over anything. So that's what it looks like. But of course you can improve it a little bit if we reduce the light, which is what it would be. It'd be probably about midnight time perhaps, going to the bathroom. But then if I light it from behind as well with an extra torch, it'll make it even more visible. Now that is really quite something, isn't it? It's a beautiful lithophane, all done by the amount of depth to it. Each of them, the deeper the amount of material, the darker it is, the more grey it is. And the shallower, the lighter it is. So all the grey scales are there. A beautiful bit of work there, so excellent little idea for a nightlight for guests. I've got two more here which are even more unusual because these are not made of ceramic. These are made, would you believe, of chocolate. So let's get some light on this again and see what happens. From the top it looks just like that. It's actually made by the Magic Lantern Society for one of their special events. But when I light it from underneath, which is what you're supposed to do, let's get a little bit of light there. That's better. That really glows now. I'm sorry about the little breakage there, but you know, with chocolate it's quite fragile, so sometimes I've got to glue it back again or put sellotape behind it. But that's a typical old-fashioned magic lantern, one of the classic versions, made in the form of a little round piece of chocolate, which you can then gobble up, but it's far too good for me to do that. And the last one I've got to show these is this one here, which is, I think this is supposed to be a dalek, but from the front it doesn't appear anything much, but from behind it's going to appear something like a dalek. Made of chocolate, still in its cellophane packet, and again it's cracked, because all these things do. The plastic ones don't crack, the ceramic ones certainly don't crack, but I'm afraid chocolate is too fragile. So that's ceramic and chocolate lithophanes, and this last collection here is all lithophanes but made of plastic. These are by far the best of them, and the first that appeared to me, which I didn't even know what this is all about, was this one here, which appeared in that film Stuart Little. It's the one of a mouse, etc. Let's put it this way here. But how you're supposed to do it is like this, from behind, and it looks really quite nice. I think it's make it a bit further away. That's the mouse, which is the subject of a film, and this was a little bit of plastic which helped to promote the film. There's the car. There were lots of these that came with it, but I'm only going to show two, that and then the family who's involved with this series as well. And this is all part of the same thing. Produced some friends of mine who were helping to promote the film Stuart Little, Story of a Mouse. And I think the best of these lithophanes are these ones here. These two are particularly fine. I'll try this one first. There's the details of the front of the lady, but when I light it from behind, look how extraordinarily vivid and almost like a good quality photograph it appears to be. When it's got the amount of light, it's just got the right grayscales there, from darkest grey to lightest. And the other one I think is even more attractive because it's got a yellow bit of plastic. And look how exquisite she looks. I think it's an actress, some famous actress. I keep my hand out of the way. And that's just beautiful, I think. Very, very nice effect. Too bright, possibly. You can come back a bit. It's about the right amount of lightness and looking so like a good quality black and white photograph. And the last one's a bit of fun, which a friend of mine sent me. He based it on a picture, which is me with my funny six-arm costume, which was a bit of fun to do. And then he printed it out and he converted it onto a 3D printer. And there's the result. My goodness. A funny bit of plastic. What's this all about? Well, it's a lithophane, so we've got to light it from behind. Let's get the focusing back a bit. Let's see what it looks like. I'll hold it from the bottom down here, I think it is, and try and light it on my face. Hold on, get a little bit wider. If I focus more on the face there, you can really see quite a bit of detail there. But there's me wearing the 6-arm costume, all produced as a lithophane, with all the grayscales, well, roughly in focus, I think. Isn't that fun to have? So, do I look anything like it? Not really. My face? No. But I liked that idea, and it was a great surprise when Steve, one of my puzzle friends, sent it me to the post. I couldn't think what it was, and as soon as I lit it up, there I was, wearing my silly 6-arm costume. Well, wonderful 6-arm costume. So they come in different materials. That's ceramic and chocolate and plastic. I think plastic's the best. Any other materials you've come across which could work like a lithophane? I must start looking, I think.